Progress is addictive, but this one thing can kill all of your progress when you play the wealth game. Since November last year, I've locked in on my health goals. I focused on nutrition. I did 75 hard. At the start of the year, knocked the ball out of the park, and I did a high rocks. I've dropped weight and I've increased my fitness level, which has been really exciting. But the biggest thing is progress is addictive. Progress fuels effort, but habit is what creates outcomes over the long term. Eat well, train well, sleep well. Do those three things, build amazing habits around that, and you will get to the top of the mountain. But what kills momentum? What kills progress? Well, the number one killer of progress is injury and illness. If you're locked in and you're in the right rhythm, you've got the right habits, nothing derails the train in terms of fitness and health outcomes than injury and illness. So it got me thinking, what kills progress and momentum when students are playing the wealth game? What is it? So for me, the number one momentum and progress killer is people stop doing what works. But here's the three reasons why people stop doing what works. Number one, they lose focus. How does this show up? The biggest way that it shows up is people hit a goal, they get to the top of the mountain, and then they regress. So they've adopted wealth game level habits. They're nailing it in terms of the control around their finances. They're ensuring that the habits around their finances get them to the top of the mountain, but they regress. If you regress from wealth game level habits back to poverty game level habits, you will get poverty game level outcomes. That's right. If you play at a poverty game level, it won't be too long until you are back to living paycheck to paycheck. You're back to struggling when it comes to finances and you feel a loss of control. It is inevitable. If your habits are poverty game level, your outcomes will be poverty game level. Number two, this is an interesting one and one you probably wouldn't have picked, but boredom. The elite in the world, the top in any sport, in any field, understand that they need to overcome boredom. Why? Because to be elite, you're going to do the same things over and over and over and over and over again, because that's how you get to the top of the mountain. When you figure out what works, just keep doing those things. Problem is, that gets boring for some people. You're like, oh yeah, well, I've been doing that for a while. I've been exercising hard and things, but I'm just not feeling it at the moment. Feel it, bro. Get out of bed and go and do what works. No, people regress. They get bored. So what do? They start chasing shiny new objects. Oh, what's that? Oh, what's this? And from a wealth game, what that means is they start chasing untried and untested. And they leave behind what has worked. They leave behind what's got them to the top of the mountain, and they start going to try and do things that there's no proof. Why? What's the most exciting thing about it? It's new. Not that it works, not that it's made them millions of dollars in the past, not that it's what's changed their family's future and changed their family's lives, but it's new. Number three, comfort. You've hit your goals. So when you have me as your mentor, you're gonna join, you're like, man, I've got this goal, this goal, this goal. And what's gonna happen? You're gonna crush those goals. And a lot of people, they crush their goals, and instead of going, right, next mountain, they're like, I'm comfortable. What is the biggest problem with playing the comfort game? You get comfortable, right? The poverty game and the comfort game have the same end game. You're gonna end up at the same place. You get comfortable too early, guys. You haven't played the wealth game long enough. You've got to play the wealth game until your assets have replaced your income, until your assets buy you more assets and fund your lifestyle. That's how long you have to play the wealth game for. Once you hit that, then game on. People get too comfortable too early. They hit their first series of goals that they have, and they're like, I'm done. The problem with that is you are going to end up with the same end game as the poverty game. And what is that? You're gonna end up on the pension, bro. And that $513.25 a week ain't gonna be enough to fund your lifestyle. And then you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what have I done? You're gonna hit comfort and you're gonna get comfortable. So what I wanna know in the chat box, tell us, what have you stopped doing that got you to the top of the mountain? What have you stopped doing that worked so well, that worked for you? What have you stopped doing? In other words, what do you need to start doing? Much love, Fano. Peace out. detail.